Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Connor. This is my indigenous friend, Antonio, sneaker expert. This is Alex, the best basketball player in the Texas Hill Country. Last week, if you joined us, we took a look at these Jordan Mexican Blanket editions. Today, we're doing a tier list, the top 13 basketball shoes of all time, updated for 2023.
Let's get it.
In our number 13th spot, we have the LeBron 13 Greatness Edition. These came out in 2016 with an MSRP of $200. What do you think of these?
Well, at first glance, when you just take a quick look at them, you notice that there's a lot of red going on and not much diversity. There's a little gold accenting on the sides and bottom, along with a white. Apart from that, there isn't really anything happening apart from just red.
The bottoms of these, they were originally white, but looks like time has been too kind to the white bottoms.
Now these shoes were worn by the second greatest basketball player of all time, LeBron James. And if you tune to any NBA game with LeBron from in the 2015 season, you might have caught him wearing these in a game. But the performance is good on these. It's a heavier shoe, but it's great for playing outside. It's great for a 40-minute basketball game or some intense play. So, really good shoe.
Cool. In our number 12th spot on our list, we have the LeBron 13 USA Edition. These were released in 2016 for an original MSRP of $200. What do you think of these, Antonio?
Alright, when you look at these, you really do think USA. You got the red, the white, and the blue going on here. And for the bottom this time, we have more of a clear bottom. Nothing spells America like USA, red, white, and blue.
I would agree. Again, very faded on the bottom. These were originally clear, translucent. What do you think of these, Alex?
Now, this is another, a lot like the last one. Also worn by the second greatest basketball player of all time, LeBron James. Now, I think he really made these shoes to represent our country, and you could have seen him wearing them in the 2016 Olympics. So it's just a great shoe. Yeah.
For our 11th spot, we have the LeBron 13 Rubber City Edition. What's cool about these is that these were the first pair of LeBrons I ever got, so unfortunately they don't look too good. Some of the glue has unfortunately seeped through and you can see it, but they still perform and look pretty good. What do you think, Antonio?
Alright, compared to our last two ones, it's got the same iconic shape as the other LeBron 13s, but this time we're coming in with some detailed bottom section here with red dotting around the bottom. Nice silver and gray scheme for the what I'll call little armor plates and the fabric, and then little accent colors on the little loops that hold your laces together. All in all, a pretty okay design.
I believe another name for the shoe was actually lava, and you can definitely see that with the red on the black. Kind of looks like magma. What do you think, Alex?
Now, these were also worn by the second greatest basketball player of all time, LeBron James. Now, it's a bit of a heavier shoe, but this one's look a little more aerodynamic than the last two pairs, and also I think the colorway and the design puts it above those last two pairs of shoes. But you're going to get kind of the same feel on the court as the other two with this shoe, but still a good shoe.
Alright, in our number 10th spot, we have the LeBron 13 Balance Edition. These were released in 2015 for an original MSRP of $200. What do you think, Antonio?
Well, when I take a look at these, I'm reminded of our number 13 spot, except in a couple of little different ways. This time we have blue with the added depth of sort of metallic blue on the armor bits, and then one little fun feature about these is they have an alternating yellow and orange paint scheme. On the left shoe we have orange lace looplets and a yellow outline on the Nike badge, while on the right shoe we have yellow lace looplets and orange on the Nike badge. And in the back, on the tongues, they also alternate between orange and yellow, giving it a little more personality than the red ones.
I would definitely agree. Also, don't forget about the insoles, orange and yellow insoles. Unfortunately, these are the worst condition out of all the shoes here, since these were actually used a lot back in 2015. What do you think, Alex?
Now, this is a shoe that was also worn by the second greatest player of all time, LeBron James. Now, what you'll notice about these shoes and the other shoes is the ankle support is really good on the LeBron 13. It's not like a low top shoe where you're going to roll your ankle. You're pretty safe and secure in these things, so great shoe to wear on the court.
Alright, in our 9th spot, we have the LeBron 13 Pot of Gold Edition. These were released in 2015 for an original MSRP of $200. What do you think, Antonio?
Well, on this one, this is our first pair of black shoes, and usually a black on black looks really good, and it's no different here. With this one, the little bits of armor platelets are actually done up in a carbon fiber scheme. Now, being a car guy myself, I do like a little bit of carbon fiber. These shoes would go well with some of the cars that I have.
Oh yeah.
Up on that as well, we have the black Nike logo with some gold outlining on it, and dark purple for the lace looplets. On the front here, we have little gold coins with LeBron on them, and in the back, we got purple for the little rear tongue loops. So overall, a nice, simple, elegant design.
Very cool. I'm a big fan of these myself, as I mostly just wear black shoes out in public. These work really well with my outfit. What do you think, Alex?
Now, this is a shoe worn by the second greatest player of all time, LeBron James. Now, one thing I really like about this shoe is I really like the purple accents on the shoe because it adds some flair to the all black design. And I like the emblem on the shoe too. It looks good. And these have a similar feel on the court as the last few pairs have. So, good shoe.
Alright, in our number 8 spot on our tier list, we have the LeBron 13 Written in the Star editions. These were originally released in 2015 for an MSRP of $200. What do you think, Antonio?
Well, I do like that little bit of sort of a maroon color with these ones that are coming in. And on the little Nike symbols this time, they have constellations, hence the name Written in the Stars. On the bottom of it too, I like the white little part of the sole, sort of reminds me of an Oreo Blizzard. Looks delicious. Then you have your accenting red Nike stripes on the sides. Overall, nice looking shoe.
Oh yeah. As an addition to the constellations in the Nike logo, you also have the constellations in the LJ on the back of the shoe. Very cool. One of my personal favorite shoes in my collection. What do you think, Alex?
Now, this was a shoe worn by the second greatest player of all time, LeBron James. Now, LeBron James stated himself that these were one of his favorite pairs to wear on the basketball court. So, if you tune into a game from 2015, good chance you'd see him rocking these. So, if LeBron James would wear them, you should too. Great shoe.
I would agree. Alright, in our 7th spot, we have the LeBron 13 On-Court Edition. These were released in 2016 for original MSRP of $200. What do you think, Antonio?
Well, when you're looking at these, at first glance, you think it's not a single color. You notice that it's gray in front, and then it'll transition to black toward the back of the shoe. And it's got nice little accents with the red Nike logo on the inner side. And then on the front, the Nike logo has a cool pattern done up with blue, red, and green. Also up on the front, you have the 13 badge done up in a multicolor. Overall, a nice little shoe that looks pretty sticky.
Yes, these are very cool. And the feel of this little part of the shoe is very cool to touch. Very cool and rubberized. What do you think, Alex?
Now, this is a shoe worn by a second greatest player of all time and all-time leading scorer, LeBron James. Now, one thing I like about these shoes is they're very durable. You can play basketball in them for 2 weeks and you won't really notice any difference to the shoe. And so it's a great shoe to wear outside or indoors. Great basketball shoe.
Alright.
Number 6.
And for our number 6 spot, we have the LeBron 13 Blue Lagoon Edition. These were originally released in 2016 for an MSRP of $200. What do you think, Antonio?
Well, the first thing you notice right off the bat is this is another gray shoe, but unlike all the other gray shoes, this one's got a little more flair to it. You got the same gray texture on the fabric with a gray for the armor bits, except this time with the armor bits, it's done up in sort of a square grid pattern, if you look closely at that. Next up on the tongue, you have a reflective plastic bit that gives it a nice little bit of a rainbow shine to it. On your little Nike symbol up in the front, you have a light blue outline, as well as light blue fabric for your lace loops. And on the back for the LeBron back symbol, you got that same kind of rainbow style plastic. Overall, gives it a clean, crisp design that also looks really cool.
For sure. I love the rainbow color plastic on these shoes. It looks so good. What do you think, Alex?
Now, this shoe is I think it's a great shoe to wear if your basketball team you're playing on has gray uniforms, and you want some shoes to match the uniforms, but also spice it up a little bit. And I think these shoes are great for that. These shoes were also worn by 19-time All-Star LeBron James. So, great shoe to wear on the court. Yeah.
All right, in our 5th spot on our tier list, we have the LeBron 13 Opening Night Edition. What do you think, Antonio?
Well, when I look at it right away, first thing you notice again, it's another gray shoe done up in a different accent this time. This time, for opening night, it is done up with maroon accents with a maroon Nike symbol outlined in gray. The gray armor plating that also has gray paint splotches on it, as well as the Nike symbol and along the rest of the sole of the shoe. Another main thing that you would notice about these shoes is on the tongue. Two main things, actually. First off, you got a nice cork top, and second off, you have a lion on the lacing. And in the back for these ones, the little LeBron symbol also has cork on it. Overall, a nice shoe that has a little bit of a different touch to it, giving it a more noticing upper class tone. You would think of cork, you'd think of champagne, especially for an opening night.
I would definitely agree. You can definitely tell the age comparison on these shoes right here. The bottoms are much clearer on these, and these are much more sun-faded. What do you think, Alex?
Now, this is one of my personal favorite shoes, which is one of the reasons why I made top 5 is the overall look of it. And it's another maroon shoe, but that goes along with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the team LeBron played for in 2015, rocking maroon uniforms. So these kind of went to go with the uniforms. Great shoe to wear. I think the cork is representing after they win a championship, they pop champagne. So I think that's kind of where the shoe gets its design from. And these are worn by a 4-time NBA MVP, LeBron James.
All right.
Gonna have a bird in that one.
Yep. All right. In our number 4th spot, we have the LeBron 13 Lasagna editions. These came out in 2016 for an MSRP of $275. What do you think, Antonio?
Well, first thing I look at right away when I see it, I think Italian stuff. I think pizza, I think lasagna, and unfortunately that makes me hungry right now.
For sure.
But for this, it's a decent design. You have the crazy, I'm going to call it cheese style graphics on the fabric part, accented with black armor pieces on the sides. The laces are also done up in a black with gold accenting, and the little base of the shoe has black with yellow paint splats on it too. Overall, a pretty interesting design that does make me hungry.
For sure. Something I didn't mention before, these are Nike ID shoes, which is the reason why they're so much money. The gold lace, the gold in the laces is an extra fee if you want that. What do you think, Alex?
Now, these shoes are definitely more flamboyant than the last pairs. A lot of flavor in these. And one thing about these shoes is great traction and great grip on the court. It's going to be hard for you to slip. It's just great traction overall. And these are worn by NBA 4-time champion LeBron James.
All right. In our number 3 spot, that's right, top 3 spot on the tier list, we have the LeBron 13 Thanos editions. These were released in 2015 for an MSRP of $200. What do you think, Antonio?
Well, when we look at it right away, we see black on black, and then like other ones that we've seen with black on black, this is more of an actual black on black with the fabric being dark and the armor plates just being a little lighter. One thing that mainly stands out is the main purple accents of the laces and the inner fabric of these shoes. Up next on the bottom, we have the sort of translucent tread, but done up in purple, along with a little bit of gold for the cross bracing on them. Overall, an interesting shoe that mostly flies under the radar unless you look a little closer and you notice the purple accents.
For sure. I really like these shoes. One of my good friends, Mesmeril, his favorite color combo was black and purple, and that seems to have rubbed off on me as this is our top 3 spot. What do you think, Alex?
Now, when you see the shoe, it reminds me a lot of our number 9 spot, Pot of Gold, with the black and purple accents. But these ones just look a lot more cleaner in my opinion. And I could go on and on about the comfort of these shoes on a basketball court. It doesn't get much better than these. And these were worn by NBA 2003 Rookie of the Year, LeBron James.
All right. Our number 2 spot in our tier list, LeBron 13 Friday the 13th editions. These were originally released in 2016 for an MSRP of $200. What do you think, Antonio?
Well, right away you see it's a white shoe this time, something that's a little more risque if you want to keep them clean. But
right.
It's well worth it for this design. Now when you say Friday the 13th, obviously you think of Friday the 13th. And with that you can see that influence on this with the red paint splattering on it. As well as you have up here the Nike symbols done up in carbon fiber. An interesting touch, not necessarily for Friday the 13th, but just good to go.
Still very cool.
Now that same style of splotching of red paint goes all the way around the bottom of the shoe to the back and then along the other side as well. Overall, a nice clean, simple design of white with black accents and red.
For sure. Something I really like about the shoe is actually the font used on this. You can see the 13s on the front and the LJs on the back. Really looks like spooky, scary Halloween. Very cool. Also, you can definitely see these haven't been worn very much as the clear tread on the bottom is still very clear. Looks brand new. What do you think, Alex?
Now, I'm a big fan of these shoes. I love the color design and the colorway on the shoe. Now, if you tune into 2015 during October, Halloween season, you probably could catch LeBron James rocking these shoes in one of the games. Now, if you want to talk about the overall feel of the shoe, it doesn't get much better than this, which is why it ranks so high, and the feel on the court. We haven't worn it a lot, but when we do, it's a great feel. Now, these are worn by 4-time NBA Finals MVP, LeBron James.
Very cool. Our number 1 spot on the top 13 best basketball shoes of all time are none other than the LeBron 13 Christmas edition. These were released in 2015 for $200. What do you think, Antonio?
Alright, just like the name Christmas Edition says, you'd really feel Christmas whenever you look at these shoes. You got a nice white with a light blue design on the whole shoe with white fabric and then light blue accents for the armor pieces and the Nike logo itself, as well as for the laces. The laces have a nice white and blue textured pattern. Moving your way up the shoe, you have the lion symbol, this time in translucent blue.
Translucent.
And then up to the LeBron James, that's also done up in a blue with white with blue spotted pattern. Another thing that really gives you the Christmas feel of these is inside the inner lining has snowflakes in them. Really brings out the Christmas spirit.
For sure, for sure. One of my favorite aspects of this shoe is you cannot feel it, but if you feel on the inside, the snowflakes on the inner padding have a very distinct feel to them. They feel nice. I really like these shoes. What do you think, Alex?
Now, you could see LeBron James actually wearing these on Christmas Day against the Golden State Warriors in 2015. Now, when you think of Christmas, you think of these shoes. And great design, great feel of the shoe. And these were worn by LeBron James, who was a member of the NBA 75th anniversary team.
Very cool.
Hey, I see you've made it to the end of my meme tier list video. Top 13 best basketball shoes, except they're all LeBron 13s. We had a blast creating this video, so if you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike. Not that it matters since YouTube removed dislike visibility. Have a good day.